Good morning. My name is Elhawary. I guess most people here know me as Kareem. I guess I'm an import. I'm from Fredericton, New Brunswick. My background is Egyptian. I moved to Sydney probably about 2.5 years ago. And I lived in Fredericton, I lived in Ottawa, and of course now in Sydney. And I guess a common theme that there's always been a market wherever I've lived. And there's a beautiful market in Fredericton. There's a wonderful market in Ottawa, which I lived very near. And when I first moved to Sydney, I guess I didn't realize it initially, but sure enough, I started realizing, yeah, where's the market? And of course, after being new here, I didn't know too many people, but I became more familiar with friends in the areas, and someone had introduced me to the market, which was down by the giant fiddle down by the waterfront. And in a nutshell, I became a very loyal customer of the market. I started going every Saturday, and I guess ever since then, it's very much a Saturday ritual for me. I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I have breakfast, sometimes I skip breakfast in favor of coming here and having breakfast at the market. And I used to drive or bike down, and now I just simply walk because I'm about a couple of kilometers away. And it's great. You come to the market. It's a beautiful, friendly environment. You know the coffee is going to be amazing. You know the food is going to be amazing. You know you're going to run into friends. And of course, you don't know you're going to run into people that you have never met. And that's kind of, I guess, a real passion of mine, is just bumping into, whether it be customers or whether it be shopkeepers, etc., and just getting to know different people and finding out their different backgrounds. And Cape Breton is such a historical area. And again, being that I said I was an import, there's so many different backgrounds from depending where you are from the island, and everything. The different vendors really showcase that, I guess. You have some people from, it'll be the fishermen, for example, that might live near the coast. You have some of the artisans, etc., that would live in kind of in central Cape Breton along the Cabot Trail. And it's great. You find out so many different, I guess, the diversity of the cultures is amazing. It's not just Cape Bretoners, it's Cape Bretoners from all over the island. And they really have a lot to say. And I love listening and talking and sharing my stories, and they share their stories. And by the end of the whole experience, at the end of the Saturday, I have a full belly, I have a delicious cup of coffee in me, and I got my exercise for the day, and I get to meet new people. So for me, that's ideal. That's really ideal. I've met a lot of friends at the market. Now, my background is more electronics and engineering, so I mean, I guess the groups of friends that I had when I moved to the island, I had 2 or 3 friends, mostly from work, and that was most of what we discussed and talked about non-stop 24 hours a day, which I still do. It's my hobby, it's my passion. But I've always been involved with music. I've been a percussionist for about 15 or 16 years now, and that's another thing that was missing when I moved to Cape Breton. And the market, I guess, introduced me to all kinds of people, whether it be someone who was playing outside guitar and I just go up and talk to them, and the next thing you know, we're having a jam session, at someone's house next week. Or really, I've met, physicists, teachers, chemists, mathematicians, statisticians. I guess I mentioned the artisans, biologists, physics professors, university professors, all kinds of people from all kinds of walks of life, and different relationships have formed, some having to do with business, which, interesting enough, have opened up connections from where I work, into, I guess, mutual problems, I guess, or problems that they would have that I would have solutions for, that my area of work could solve for them quite easily. Funny enough, the introduction didn't happen in a boardroom. It didn't happen on in a business center. It happened at the farmers market while drinking coffee and enjoying, whether it be a fruit crepe or one of the delicious potato latkes that they offer here. Some little bit of advertising for the for Victor and Lark there. But yeah, all kinds of relationships. Sounds like I'm rambling, but it's really hard to narrow down the different relationships. But it's, whether it be friends that like to simply share a meal or other future potential contracts for work, it's such a great cultural hub. And it's, I didn't think it would be this way, but of course you always have to give something a chance. And it takes a few times, and you can't come and be shy because you won't really get the experience. But that's the same with any market. And I've met everything from travelers from around the world to, of course, the people that have deeply rooted generations upon generations, some of the very first people that lived on the island. And again, like I said, it's a little bit of a ramble, I guess, but it's the connections are wonderful. They really are.